The Factories Act 1948, Act No. 63 of 1948, Chapter IV, Safety. 37. Explosive or inflammable dust, gas, etc. 1. Where in any factory any manufacturing process produces dust, gas, fume or vapor of such character and to such extent as to be likely to explode on ignition, all practicable measure shall be taken to prevent any such explosion by a. Effective enclosure of the plant or machinery used in the process. B. Removal or prevention of the accumulation of such dust, gas, fume or vapor. C. Exclusion or effective enclosure of all possible sources of ignition. 2. Where in any factory the plant or machinery used in a process such as is referred to in subsection 1 is not so constructed as to withstand the probable pressure which such an explosion as aforesaid would produce, all practicable measures shall be taken to restrict the spread and effects of the explosion by the provision in the plant or machinery of chokes, baffles, vents or other effective appliances. 3. Where any part of the plant or machinery in a factory contains any explosive or inflammable gas or vapor under pressure greater than atmospheric pressure, that part shall not be opened except in accordance with the following provisions, namely, a. Before the fastening of any joint of any pipe connected with the part or the fastening of the cover of any opening into the part is loosened, any flow of the gas or vapor into the part of any such pipe shall be effectively stopped by a stop valve or other means. B. Before any such fastening as aforesaid is removed, all practicable measures shall be taken to reduce the pressure of the gas or vapor in the part or pipe to atmospheric pressure. C. Where any such fastening as aforesaid has been loosened or removed, effective measures shall be taken or prevent any explosive or inflammable gas or vapor from entering the part or pipe until the fastening has been secured, or the case may be securely replaced, provided that the provisions of this subsection shall not apply in the case of plant or machinery installed in the open air. 4. No plant, tank or vessel which contains or has contained any explosive or inflammable substance shall be subjected in any factory to any welding, brazing, soldering or cutting operation which involves the application of heat unless adequate measures have first been taken to remove such substance and any fumes arising therefrom or to render such substance and fumes non-explosive or non-inflammable, and no such substance shall be allowed to enter such plant, tank or vessel after any such operation until the metal has cooled sufficiently to prevent any risk of igniting the substance. 5. The state government may by rules exempt, subject to such conditions as may be prescribed, any factory or class or description of factories from compliance with all or any of the provisions of this section. 38. Precautions in case of fire. 1. In every factory, all practicable measures shall be taken to prevent outbreak of fire and its spread, both internally and externally, and to provide and maintain a. Safe means of escape for all persons in the event of a fire, and b. The necessary equipment and facilities for extinguishing fire. 2. Effective measures shall be taken to ensure that in every factory all the workers are familiar with the means of escape in case of fire and have been adequately trained in the routine to be followed in such cases. 3. The state government may make rules in respect of any factory or class or description of factories, requiring the measures to be adopted to give effect to the provisions of subsections 1 and 2. 4. Notwithstanding anything contained in Clause A of subsection 1 or subsection 2, if the chief inspector, having regard to the nature of the work carried on in any factory, the construction of such factory, special risk to life or safety, or any other circumstances, is of the opinion that the measures provided in the factory, whether as prescribed or not, for the purposes of Clause A of subsection 1 or subsection 2, are inadequate, he may, by order in writing, require that such additional measures as he may consider reasonable and necessary, be provided in the factory before such date as is specified in the order. 39. Power to require specifications of defective parts or tests of stability. If it appears to the inspector that any building or part of a building or any part of the ways, machinery or plant in a factory is in such a condition that it may be dangerous to human life or safety, he may serve on the occupier or manager or both of the factory an order in writing requiring him before a specified date. A. To furnish such drawings, specifications and other particulars as may be necessary to determine whether such building, ways, machinery or plant can be used with safety, or B. To carry out such tests in such manner as may be specified in the order, and to inform the inspector of the results thereof. 40. Safety of buildings and machinery. 1. If it appears to the inspector that any building or part of a building or any part of the ways, machinery or plant in a factory is in such a condition that it is dangerous to human life or safety, he may serve on 1. The occupier or manager or both of the factory an order in writing specifying the measures which in his opinion should be adopted, and requiring them to be carried out before a specified date. 2. If it appears to the inspector that the use of any building or part of a building or any part of the ways, machinery or plant in a factory involves imminent danger to human life or safety, he may serve on the occupier or manager or both of the factory an order in writing prohibiting its use until it has been properly repaired or altered. 40a. Maintenance of buildings. If it appears to the inspector that any building or part of a building in a factory is in such a state of disrepair as is likely to lead to conditions detrimental to the health and welfare of the workers, he may serve on the occupier or manager or both of the factory an order in writing specifying the measures which in his opinion should be taken and requiring the same to be carried out before such date as is specified in the order. 40b. Safety officers. 1. In every factory, wherein 1,000 or more workers are ordinarily employed, or wherein, in the opinion of the state government, any manufacturing process or operation is carried on, which process or operation involves any risk of bodily injury, poisoning or disease, or any other hazard to health, to the persons employed in the factory. The occupier shall, if so required by the state government by notification in the official gazette, employ such number of safety officers as may be specified in that notification. 2. The duties, qualifications and conditions of service of safety officers shall be such as may be prescribed by the state government. 41. Power to make rules to supplement this chapter. The state government may make rules requiring the provision in any factory or in any class or description of factories of such further devices and measures for securing the safety of persons employed therein as it may deem necessary.